whether or not we like the idea that Instagram is hiding the amount of likes.
Okay, and it's going to be on the podcast.
Yeah.
All right, I didn't realize it. I was like, this is where we begin.
Yeah, okay, so why you as a consumer like the fact that you cannot see the likes of other posts?
Let me cough first.
Yeah, sure.
In my first words. I like the fact that I think one of my biggest pet peeves with Instagram is like a lot of the content isn't actually funny or entertaining even. It's just, since a lot of people have liked it, other people will like it as they come across it because it has a lot of likes.
Okay.
Because there's some nonsense on the Instagram.
Yes.
Right?
I
And
agree.
that's my only, it's a little thing, but it makes a big difference for me because there's so much stuff I come across. I'm like, this is absolute horseshit. And if nobody else told you this is kind of popular, then you wouldn't even pay attention to this.
Okay.
But since people are like, this is popular.
Right.
Only reason you'll give it more than the benefit of the doubt and double tap.
I see. Okay. I know, I mean, specifically certain comedy accounts or quote unquote comedy accounts.
Comedy accounts, makeup accounts.
Well, see, the makeup account, I feel like makeup accounts are going to get the likes anyway. It's different.
Maybe.
Right? Because it's not going to be like, it's either going to be good makeup. You know what? This argument can be done for everything because I can just see how it could be like, well, it's good comedy and bad comedy.
Yeah, it's probably better and worse.
You sent me two videos of a brown dude just weird dancing with weird faces and colors.
That guy's nearly has 100,000, but I like that guy. I like that guy. So you don't even know where I'm coming from. Because there's some bullshit that I really enjoy.
Why is so bad, dude?
He's just doing him.
It's not even him. I don't even know what he's
Trump,
doing.
I don't speak English. I speak emojis. It's like, sorry, Trump. I don't speak English. And he's just dancing. He's doing this shit.
It's weird. It has 69,000 likes.
Yeah, Wahid or something. Love that guy. I think it's so funny. Sorry.
See,
I'm
that's
a contradiction.
What I'm saying is that exactly, right? So like everyone's going to like some weird ass shit.
But I'm liking him for no other reason than it's weird and it's funny to me rather than, you know, him having hundreds of thousands of likes on that video because I don't know anymore.
I think the other side of it is that a lot of people wouldn't look at it, but they worked really hard to get the likes, you know, their friends, their community or whatnot. And now that it blew up, it gets some traction. And then after then the wider masses get to see a particular post. Kind of work. I think it works both ways. I think it's a little too new right now to know what's going to be the effect. Like, does that mean that we're going to get better content? Does it mean, or does it mean just simply that people's lives will be a little bit better because of the fact that everyone's using likes as currency?
In what sense?
Oh, well, you know what? It doesn't work because it's what you can't see what other people's. You can still see how many likes you had.
Of course.
And so you're still deriving your happiness from likes.
Yeah. So the guy I'm talking about, it's WAHLIDM. And it's a video that says, sorry, Trump, I don't speak English, that he posted on April 8th. And I love this shit.
This one I will not repost on the account.
No, that's why I blasted it, because I know you. It's a small thing. I don't give this too much thought, but I think it's a slight improvement. I'm sure other people
All right, we'll see. You know, all we want to do is really have good content. The problem is, dude, have you ever gotten to a point where you know you have 6 things to do, but you cannot stop scrolling?
It's tough, man. It's tough. You know what's weird? I made a few like resolutions for Ramadan.
Okay.
I'm succeeding on all of them other than Instagram.
Right.
Not that I'm on Instagram too much, but I'm there a lot more than I thought I'd be.
Yeah.
And there's other things I'm like, there's no way I'm going to have a hard time cutting this out. No problems. Can't even talk about them. Right? But this, tough.
Really?
Tough.
I'm successfully off of Reddit.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's good. That was a huge time suck for me.
To people who may not understand the challenge with that, what might it be?
Okay, Reddit, for me, Reddit and Imgur work hand in hand.
Okay.
I give up both.
I see.
Imgur gives me, I always like looking at Imgur before I go to sleep.
Right.
Just because it's generally funny and it's generally more on the positive side. So I like that community and generally like the stuff that you get out of that. right? But I let that go because it's definitely messing up with your sleep if you're looking at a screen right before you go to sleep.
No matter how many cute little kids, because that's my thing too. Before bed, I look at on MJ cats and dogs.
There's a lot of you go specifically to the cats.
Oh,
and dogs.
specific. I look at hashtag aw, and that calms my butt down.
Yeah,
and I go to
yeah.
bed.
Yeah. I know that too. I've perused that one as well.
Oh, it's adorable.
And then Reddit AMAs. I will read the craziest AMAs. It's just complete time wasters.
Right.
Like career bulb changer on like those the bulbs on the highway, like the high post the lights on very high posts.
Yeah.
Just this guy's been doing it for 8 years. Talking some stuff.
Must be unionized, man.
Right? Or lots of
How
Game
do you
of
tell
Thrones.
a lady you do that job on a date? Like, what do you do?
Hey man, they clear about 115 a year.
I think you'd have to say those things back to back then. What do you do? I change bulbs for $115,000.
It's called something. It has a name. The name of the thing. Oh my god!
All of us making noises with their bodies today. I'm sure it has a name. It's probably like a highway illumination technician or something.
No, it's like almost like something similar in concept of like journeymen.
Okay.
Like there's got a men in there somewhere. I forgot what it was.
That's also, I don't like that's too exclusive. What if it's a lady? Women can change bulbs.
Yeah, I think they can. But
Not
I don't
in
think
my house.
I don't think
like they make me do it at my mom's and my place.
I don't think there's many that goes into that field of bulb
How dare
change.
you?
Yeah, I don't think that's the thing.
I like it when they changed like firemen to firefighters.
Yeah.
Because that just sounds way cooler. It just sounds like you might be boxing up a fire or something. I met a lady firefighter.
Okay.
Really cool. Yeah, she could lift.
Yeah, see that's the
She was my height, but she was like carved out of wood. Like she would look like she was chiseled out of.
Because you don't want to be in a fire, and then someone comes in is like, listen, I got this set of skills, but I can't carry you out yet.
Oh, she looked like she would like. She looked like she was fire retardant herself. This is how she looked like. Dude.
Right? There's a team I think in New York. It's the whole squad.
Yeah,
are ladies.
Really? That's interesting.
It's like 6 ladies.
Yeah.
All of them look like they could be UFC fighters.
Oh, they must have like a group name or something, right?
They definitely. I'm pretty sure they have a group name.
Yeah.
They all look jacked.
The Fire Femme Fuckers or something. Sorry. That was outside. Beep that out, please. But I would have a badass name if it was like a group of ladies that puts out fires or anything like like that.
Yeah, I had a friend who was who is a paramedic.
That's cool.
Yeah, and part of you being able to be a paramedic is that you need to be able to lift the gurney with like weights on top of it.
Right.
So you have to there's specific physical training around like manipulating a gurney.
Yeah, you seen those soccer videos?
Oh, those are horrible.
Of people like getting injured and like those guys on the gurneys coming out and they've never practiced picking anybody up with the gurney.
You see the one when he picks it up and
he puts it into his ass? This guy is hurt. The soccer player is totally pretending to be hurt. First off.
Right.
So they bring the gurney out and he lifts him into his ass. And the soccer player's like, what are you doing? I love it.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. I like that. To have that, a paramedic would have to have a lifting capacity.
Yeah. Also, because the thing is, we live in North America. There's a lot of fat people up in here.
Dude, Farah just came back from San Francisco and she's like, hey, if you want to feel better about everything about your body, there's some big old people in San Francisco.
Goddamn.
And it's weird. In San Francisco, it's like either you're perfectly fit and beautiful.
Yes.
Or you don't care at all. Like you ate a baby seal from the friggin' pier.
See, but do you think you don't care or you just, you can't control yourself. No matter what you do, you can do 1 meal, you can do 2 meal. By the time you hit the 3rd meal, that's it. You're like, I'm going to eat clean tomorrow. And you just constantly repeat the exact same thing. And then you just slowly hate yourself.
I've done, I wouldn't say a 180. You know what's funny? I'll start coughing, but I'll mask it with a laugh. And then you're so nice, you'll laugh with me.
I'm yes-anding everything, bro. I'm yes-anding the laughs.
I've made a 180 on this where I feel like, number one, It's tough for some people who don't have the knowledge and from a very fairly young age picked up some horrible habits.
Yeah.
And probably 20 pounds as a kid.
Yeah.
Where they've never really know what to do, or they could get themselves across a certain threshold. I know there's Instagram, there's exposure, there's more blogs and vlogs about everything in terms of what to do. But if no one has ever... If somebody showed you a picture of you in the future and you were 20 pounds lighter and you look great, I think but if you've never have any hope and it's been hard, because it is hard.
Yeah.
It's easy for me. Shoot, no joke. I've gained 5 pounds from yesterday to today. I had lost 6 pounds from the beginning of Ramadan to yesterday. I made a conscious effort yesterday to put a lot of food inside of me.
Yeah.
And if I work out, I know I'll get the results because I had to get a trainer, and that's what helped me understand that I could do this.
Right.
Before that, I thought I could never get, put on muscle.
Right.
But for some people, like, you need resources, all these things you can get over. But yeah, some people, it's tough. They start off being 80 pounds too heavy, And then it's...
Well,
even if you lose 20 pounds, you're like 60 pounds too heavy.
Seems like a long road.
You could do it. Yeah. Frankly, like, that's the one thing I learned I graduated high school at 128 pounds, man. I don't think I told you that. That's weird. 128 pounds?
Right. Were you stressed as a result
No,
of stress? Okay.
I just wasn't. Sorry. I was always super skinny. And to the point where, like, it was people used to make fun of me. I was a Skeletor. Skinny bones. Jeez. Skinny bones pissed me off because bones are already skinny, right? So skinny bones is like...
It's not even factually accurate.
It's like everybody's bones are skinny. And I can't say anything because I am skinny.
Yeah.
And I thought, like, no matter what I do, I can't put on weight.
Yeah.
And it was a problem until I got a trainer. And then I was like, all right, there's things I could do. But, like, if I didn't make enough money one summer to have $3,000 left.
Yeah.
That's how much it cost me for me to break through a threshold. And I went from like low 30s to 155, 160, 8% body fat. Yeah. But I had to have the money. And for some people, they're just like, well, I guess I'm big and this is who I am.
Right.
And they're, of course, sensitive about it and stuff. You can't make fun of them.
Yeah. You know what I've noticed as a result of fasting, right? I go to work, and then I sit down at my desk, and at about 10 o'clock, there's a want to eat food, right? Because normally at around that time, maybe if I'm not doing an intermittent fasting that day, I'll just, all right, I got to go to Tim Hortons. I'll buy an extra large steep tea and a tea biscuit. And what I've noticed over the course of the last week that I've been fasting is that I'm generally not hungry when 10 o'clock comes.
Okay.
It's more of, I just don't want to do this anymore. Let me go get some food.
Right.
It's always...
It's like a built-in break for you that involves food.
Yeah, but the thing is that, like... Yeah, but like when I wasn't fasting, I thought it was because I was hungry.
Right, I see.
Because when you think of food, I'm like, oh, I must be hungry. That's why my brain's saying, let's go to Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
So you kind of get those wires crossed.
Right.
But now that I'm fasting, I'm realizing that my emotional self of not wanting to, do what I'm doing currently is just telling my stomach or whatever is be like, hey, send a signal to go eat some food, because when you do eat food, you're going to get a dopamine hit because you're going to eat some carbs, you're going to feel happy, that type of thing. And that's all it is.
Right. Makes sense.
And so like, oh, that's exactly what it is. It's emotional eating. I'm just eating my feelings. I feel like I don't want to do this anymore, so let me feel happy by having a little piece of whatever.
Tea biscuit in your situation.
Yeah. Or sometimes, do you know that Tim Hortons have oatmeal?
Yeah, that's really good. The maple sugar one, the maple brown sugar.
See, I don't even do that. I go plain oatmeal.
Okay.
And I ask for 2 packets of peanut butter. Okay. So in the bag, they'll put the oatmeal in the bottom, and they'll put the 2 packets of peanut butter right on top of it.
Gets warm.
And they'll give it to you. It'll get warm. Yeah. By the time you get to work,
you got butter.
What you got is like liquid.
You got peanut flavored butter is what you have.
And then you open up the oatmeal, and then you just pour the peanut butter in the oatmeal.
Dang.
It tastes phenomenal.
Dang. There's a big dude who's like, a minute ago, they made me judge myself, and now they're giving me ways to put on 6 more pounds. My favorite thing that gets me most excited to get in shape is watching an overweight person work out.
Yes.
I love, nothing gets me more like motivated than seeing somebody's having an incredibly difficult time working out, but still putting themselves through. And for them, they're doing the simplest thing, but it's very tough.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, if that person's willing to like put themselves, it's so hard, just little things. And I know people are looking at them and stuff.
Yeah.
That gets me the most like motivated to work out, is like, look at that person go.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I like. That gives me like fuel for days. I don't follow them on Instagram, but like when I see a totally overweight person at the gym, just trying to take like steps on an incline, just barely getting by.
Right.
I'm like, I've got no excuses.
Yeah, that's true.
Like this dude's having a hard time walking, you know, slightly up, and I could work out for hours.
Yes.
And I'm not doing, like, I gotta, those are the people that I think are the coolest.
Yeah. I'm trying to step up. I did lose 8 pounds. Nope. 6 pounds. Nope. 5 pounds so far.
Dang.
Yeah. But
a weighing scale won't sit still.
The problem is that I can gain weight so easily, man.
Yeah, man, you're 6'2" or some shit. Right?
Yeah, I can pack it on. And just sort of like morph it around, just move it around places.
Yeah, I've seen you eat too. You can eat.
Yeah. I haven't had sushi in a very long time. This is what happens. You know what, brother?
That's the problem.
This is what
I don't think fish is really doing you in. It's just like, oh, you know, I just love kale.
Shout out to a new shawarma place that I found.
What? I love new shawarma places. Where is it?
It's 2 minutes away from this place.
Okay. Nice. Keeping a secret? You won't tell people?
No, it's on Mavis and Wolfdale.
Okay.
No, excuse me. Dundas and Wolfdale.
That makes more sense.
Right. You know that park, that gas station?
Yeah.
Right in that corner there?
Mm-hmm.
In the plaza right beside it.
Ah.
It's called, I believe it's called Shawarma Flavors. Dude, it is fantastic shawarma.
Really?
Yeah. And this shawarma's all over the place. This is like 4 big...
Oh, yeah. We're in Mississauga.
Yeah, four popular
too.
places. And that place is off the hook.
Off the hook.
Yeah. Brand new. And they're going to be offering burgers at some point. It's going to be a problem.
They got to change their name.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's...
Does it have multiple flavors?
No, it's, you know, they have shawarma, falafels, and that.
Even on the bun? Eglinton?
No.
And on the way to Bamiyan. So Eglinton and just west of Dixie.
Right. Okay.
It's called On the Bun. And the cool thing is they only have like 7 types of buns. Mm-hmm. One is a masala burger.
Okay.
The next is a Salisbury burger, which is like tons of mushrooms and applesauce.
Ooh.
And
applesauce?
Yeah, it's good. Poutine burger.
Okay.
And they just have like these are your burgers. You don't get a plain burger. Yeah. That's not on the menu.
Oh,
There's no burger. And can I get some? No, these are your 6-7 burgers.
Right.
And it's dynamite. And this is a problem with Ramadan podcasts. You got on food, and we were just gonna stay on food for 30 minutes if we. So, but yeah, On the Bun, they're good people. They let you pray there. They have a big Jan Namaz.
That's okay. So here's the thing, though. I feel like the name On the Bun has been for multiple different types of restaurants, because there's another restaurant that's just all Italian type sandwiches.
My guys got sued because I think now it's On the Bun, but they've like added like a comma or something nonsense to somewhere.
On the bun.
On the bun. There's only a few places where you could put that comma.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a dope place.
Okay.
How do we transition out of food?
We I don't know, man. There's I screenshotted something. A friend of mine who's out in she runs her own podcast called Kinda Dating.
Kinda Dating. I like that.
She runs that podcast.
Let's have her on. I want to have more dating conversations.
Yes. Well, she's out in New York. I already spoke to her. She said whenever she's back in town.
Yeah.
Because I think her family's over here.
Oh.
Then she's down to come on the podcast. But so you know, she get people slide into her DMs every once in a while.
God dang.
Right. And there's a little bit of a story over here. Let me play this out for you.
I thought she was gonna send us some screenshots that we.
No, you
got some?
She posted it, and I asked her if I could screenshot it.
Nice.
So here we go.
She posted it's fair game at this point.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
so it's her talking about her dating life, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and then there's like, you know, also just advice on dating and navigating that type of thing.
I like it.
Yeah. Okay. So someone slides into the DMs.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "Hey, you," and then he sends a picture of himself.
Okay.
So, hey, you.
Yeah.
And then a picture of himself.
All right.
Relatively fit dude with fluorescent orange shorts and Crocs.
He does have Crocs.
He does have Crocs.
He's in good shape, this guy.
He is in good shape. He's wearing a backpack, but
Your
also
friend, is she white or brown?
No, she's brown.
Okay.
Yeah.
This guy's white.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
He looks brownish, or maybe he's just a really good tan.
Orange shorts, Crocs, dude. That's a white dude.
Yeah, it could.
He's
I don't know.
transitioning.
All right, so she says, "Hi there. Who's this?" And he said, "Travis. This Natasha. Travis. This Natasha. I don't even know. This guy doesn't have really good English.
Her name's
apparently.
not Natasha.
Her name is Natasha.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right, here you
So
go.
he's confused.
He's very confused. Words is already, you know.
He thinks it's like a phone call. It's Travis. Is this Natasha?
Right? She said, "Yes, sorry. My mind might be flaking. How do we know each other?"
Right.
Right? So she's being nice.
She is
despite
being
the fact that someone just said, "Hey, you," and then sent a topless picture of himself.
Yeah.
Right?
He is at the beach in his defense. It's not like he's, at the
true,
coffee
but
shop.
Yo. That's this beach, quote unquote, is all rocks.
It's by the water. He's probably in New York.
Fair.
The thing is, if you have a body like that, you want to send a lady a picture, and you're going to look so out of place if you're, not in a no-shirt situation, right?
Right, okay.
You're not at the library without a shirt. That'd be a problem.
I mean, but that would be more entertaining as a picture,
Possibly.
right? So he says, "We met a while back at a bar. You came back to my place."
Oh, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then she said, "And did what?" I don't actually remember ever going back to someone's place after a bar. I was with a group of friends. And when is a while back? And then a question mark. And his reply,
Yeah.
"You gave me a blowjob.
Whoa.
That's it." And then she replied, "Clearly it wasn't memorable."
Oh.
So I want to pause here for a moment.
Yeah,
And just be like, so this is this guy's thing. He's going to try to gaslight someone into thinking that previously you came over to my house.
A lot of different ways to start a conversation off with your future wife. Yeah.
Well, that doesn't make any sense. He's just like, I'm going to pick
I want to check out this guy on Instagram.
I'm just going to pick a lie.
Yeah.
I'm going to send it out there. And what was the desired, like, did he think that she would be like, "Oh, I don't remember, so maybe."
Yeah, or maybe she's like, "Oh, I don't even know what to tell you, man. I can't imagine."
I'm just trying to figure out what's going on in this guy's brain that he thought that this will get him to another step.
Listen, Yasin. This is most of the guy conversations that get started up on Instagram is something stupid like this, probably.
Yeah, but I don't understand. Where did he not think it passed the picture?
If you start off with the picture, it's gonna get wild in round 2.
I don't know.
Where does it go next?
All right, here we go.
But aren't guys horrible at having? I've had buddies that I've been with them while they're trying to connect with somebody on Tinder and Instagram.
Yeah,
and
it's
stuff.
not this.
And I'm like, what are you doing?
This guy's making up an event in the past.
True.
And then sliding into someone's DMs and then telling them about the made-up event.
True.
And then with the hopes of what? I don't even know.
What happens next?
Dude, it doesn't happen. I think she pretty much stops it right there.
All right, that makes sense.
Yeah. So anyway, she was just putting this guy on blast.
Yeah, guys are.
It was an interesting thing. But
Travis.
I just don't get how, like, you know, when you sit down, if you watch a cartoon, right? You watch X-Men. Let's say you grew up and you watch X-Men.
Okay, I did.
The X-Men are faced with a problem in the first 5 minutes of the show.
Yeah.
Right? Then the next little bit of the show is either an attempt to solve the problem or a talk around what they should do to solve the problem. Then the next 15 or so minutes is them trying and failing. And then the last part of the 30 minutes is them succeeding. But throughout the entire time, they knew what was the end goal.
Right.
And they had somewhat of a plan that went past step 1. That's how we grew up.
Okay.
Everyone watched the same thing.
All right, so devil's advocate.
Yeah.
What if Yasin, this guy's real goal is to send out the message until "and you gave me a blowjob," and after that, he's just gathering information what he gets back from everybody, right? His play is this week, I'm gonna send out 100 messages.
Yeah.
There's no way a girl could have avoided him getting to "and you gave me a blowjob." Right? Unless she goes, "I've never spoken with you before. Get out of here."
Right.
Right? So he's possibly Of course he's a dumbass. Like, we know that. But like, maybe he's just like, let me see, study humans. Let's see what happens when you tell 100 girls they gave you a blowjob.
Right. So you're just saying that it's just like, oh, it's just a social experiment.
There's no way that works, right? There's other times we've had conversations. I'm like, must work a percentage of the time. Right. There's no way that works.
That one I think has 100% failure.
100% failure, but probably a lot of interesting messaging.
Man, what do you have to do in your life?
Travis inboxes us. He's like, hey, it works 0.7% of the time. Don't you remember? You gave me a blowjob. And we're like, damn it, Travis, you did it to me.
Get out of here.
Get out of here, Travis.
Oh, man.
Yo, I'm sure if we ask most of our lady friends that they're in the public eye in any sort, and they don't even have to be like podcasters. They could be painters. Like they do like something very like,
Yeah, they could work for a religious organization. They're still going to get hit up.
Yeah, it's true. Like they're a fundraiser for like a not-for-profit.
Right.
And they still get some like...
Yeah, but...
Yeah, like to make a donation from the sperm bank kind of stuff, Something horrible.
I would say that at least 85 to 90% of those people are with an end goal of... I don't know. They have a clear end goal,
right? They're not trolling.
That doesn't even seem like a good troll.
That doesn't even seem like a good troll.
Because
also,
because immediately he put himself out there.
Yeah.
Unless it was a dude who's trying to make another dude look bad.
Right.
So he's using someone else's picture and
totally
he's gaslighting.
Yo, also I have a friend.
Yeah.
And that's happened to him where somebody made a account with his picture on it.
Yeah.
And was messaging girls. Yeah, can you imagine that noise?
Yeah, that's horrible.
And it got back to my friend.
Yeah.
And he sent this guy messages like cease and desist.
Yeah.
You're using my like...
Man, that's a nightmare.
Yeah, the guy stopped whoever that other person was.
Wow.
But yeah, my buddy had to figure out who it was. And it's like somebody who knew on the fringes.
Yeah.
And had to confront them via messaging, and that guy stopped. But
wow.
What's stopping people, man? People are crazy.
People are crazy.
That guy's insane.
That guy's insane.
There
was someone else in sort of like my extended social circle. Apparently, it was a dude who was madly in love with this girl. And he spoke to this girl, and this girl probably was way too pushy. And so eventually, he's like, you know what? You need to leave me alone, right? I don't want to talk to you anymore.
So she was in love with him?
No, he was in love with her.
So you said the girl was pushy.
I meant to say the dude is pushy.
Dude's pushy, okay.
And so she's like, look, this is it. Enough of this. I'm going to cut you out.
Yeah.
I can't talk to you anymore. So she blocks him.
Right.
He then goes to everyone that is mutual friends with her. Everyone who's friends with her, message them and say, hey, can you talk to her because she's upset with me and I need her to unblock me.
Right.
And I got one of those messages.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Well, guys are, and I don't know.
And it was probably a paragraph. Like I'm
but like, listen, tell me if I'm wrong. Brown guy?
Yeah. Yes, brown guy.
Right? Probably very little interaction with the opposite gender.
Probably. Yeah.
And so sincere. Like he's sincere. Like, please, brother, please talk to her because like she's my future everything. Can you talk to her? Can you get her to unblock me? Right?
Yeah. It's
like
true.
he's not a creep. But he just doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of guys, and that's almost every guy at some point in their life. Unfortunately, in our culture, that's a guy in his late 20s.
Yeah.
It's not like a high school, middle school guy.
No, not at all. But the thing is that during high school and middle school, you were told you can't even look at the girl.
You can't even look at them. You have to look at their ankles.
Yeah. Even that,
not appreciated.
Problematic.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a problem, especially in our community, man. White guys, I feel like, make a conscious decision to be creeps.
Yeah.
Brown guys are like accidental stalkers who just haven't figured it out yet.
This is the roadmap.
Yeah, it's the roadmap.
This is the information we're given.
Can I talk to your Wooly? Where's your dad?
I'll also notice the stare game. The stare game of a brown dude is phenomenally creepy.
Yeah.
Because
black dudes are the best.
Okay, well, let me do the brown because I know that I've experienced. I've seen, not me.
What? They be looking at you. They're like, huh, you got that beard lined up, brother.
That being said, I would, I'd be flattered.
I'd be flattered too. I on Church Street just to get a look sometimes.
Okay. So in school, I remember I was noticing this more in grade 7, grade 8, when there was a lot more brown people that came in junior high, that they believed that for you to be able to indicate to a girl that you were interested, you must stare at them while smiling. Right?
Man.
A long period of time. So we're talking about, okay, so this I've seen this. I've seen this. 3 dudes are hanging out right by the lockers, right? And then a girl comes and she's going into her locker, getting her stuff, and then is leaving. Yeah. As she approaches, at least 2 of them are staring at her.
Right.
She's doing her thing. She's trying not to make any eye contact with those dudes. Yeah. And these guys are, you know how if you you stare so much that your head leans forward a bit.
Oh man,
it's one of those things with a slight smile.
Yeah,
and just grinning, and she does all the stuff. She puts her stuff in her bag.
Yeah,
and then she walks off, and they just look. And then when she's gone, then they continue talking like that was a normal thing.
Yeah,
right. It's equivalent of it's the equivalent of you driving and then you honk your horn.
Yeah, and not saying like, hey. You know what's weird? At our age now, looking back at that, we can laugh about it.
Oh, right? What I was saying is that a lot of times the reason why these brown dudes do that is because in Bollywood movies, there's a lot of staring that's going on.
There's a fair bit of staring.
There's a lot of quote unquote playful, longing stares.
Right.
Right. And that was what they were given. That was.
I watched Disney growing up. Right. You can't be doing everything you see on TV to get a girl. There should be a class. I know that sounds stupid.
Yeah.
There should be like a manners class. Not even like how to attract. No, manners.
Just manners.
Just manners,
yeah,
right?
I agree.
Like how to start a conversation.
Yeah.
How to take a rejection in a dignified manner.
Yes.
That should be a class.
Yes.
Starting grade 1.
Also, like empathy. Right, you got to understand how the other person is taking your actions, which is something that it took me a while to understand. Because just because I felt bad doesn't mean that I'm feeling bad to the same level, right? Because 2 people are experiencing a particular situation in different ways, and so you're not off the hook just because you feel bad about a certain thing, because the other person might be devastated, but you don't know, right? And it was made apparent to me, specifically, like, I was engaged, and after no longer, it was called off. Me being on that side of it, man, it's an eye opener, where it's like, geez, okay, this is how crazy it can get. This is how where you're at work, and in one email, you feel like you're on the cusp of just slowly breaking down with just like one bad email or one thing the next thing that goes wrong. And then that's it. Like you won't be able to put yourself back together again for another day. That level. Because the thing is that, if it hasn't happened to you, it's very hard for you to be able to put yourself in that situation. Like I have access to that now. So when faced with another situation in the future or whatever, I understand how it feels because it's happened to me in a very, very deep way. But let's say if you've never had that experience before, I think it would help for a guy who's gone through it to explain it to another guy, to say, look, this is the depth of what it is, and these are actually how low you can go, and how low other people might be going as a result of your actions. And I think that is really important, because you might be doing things in your best of intention, but you're still not operating properly because you just don't understand the gravity of it.
If only somebody could explain the whole process on a podcast or something like that, it might help somebody out, or have a YouTube video or something. Because if somebody dies, you can Google hey, what are the steps of grieving?
Yeah.
Divorce, similar thing, things like that.
Yeah, but there's a lot of that shit in the middle.
There's a shit in the middle, man. The nuances.
Yeah.
And that's where the demons lie sometimes.
Yeah, and some people never really learn that lesson, because you might have gotten married very early, or the first person that you were interested in, you got married.
Yeah, we know people.
Yeah, and then you might not even ever have access to that until way later in life. and everyone learns their lessons whenever they learn their lessons.
Yeah.
But I think to some degree, like, wouldn't it be cool if you heard like a Friday sermon, like a khutbah, that's telling you some idea of like these types of things?
You know what's so interesting? I saw a Islamic reviving the Islamic spirit. I was there one year, and there was a gentleman, I forgot his name, younger guy.
Yeah.
And he did a whole 30 minutes on just manners of when you go to somebody's house.
Okay.
And I found it so, I was like, yeah, I think every year they should just have something that's more related to like how to react or act in a situation and stuff like that. And that'd be so much more useful, something like that.
This is just visiting, or is it sort of
This was just strictly about when you get invited to somebody's house,
Oh, man.
how to act. Take a small gift. I think like Sunnah you take like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
How do you pick up on when to leave, right? And like that kind of, it's just, they never had him back. Because I don't think he had enough religious stuff in there.
Yeah, but the thing is that that's super important.
I also felt like somebody came to his house and stayed too long,
And it hurt him in the
He
depths.
was just like, yeah,
The depths.
He's, I'm going to tell 10,000 people about this at the Metro Toronto Convention Center at this conference. But yeah, it's interesting, man.
I'm big on that. I'm big on manners. I'm big
manners.
I'm big on
and honestly, our exposure as guys to this kind of stuff is way more limited to, like our friends, our sisters and stuff like that, where it's like they get bombarded with people who don't know how to act. Guys are horrible at knowing how to act.
Yeah.
Guys are the worst at knowing how to act. Even the best of us at times.
That's true.
No,
that's very true. Man, well, it's always a constant thing of you trying to get better, right? I remember there's this guy, actually, shout out to Fiaz Jat. You know Fiaz Jat?
Yeah, of course.
So Fiaz had a knack of doing something that I really liked. I thought this was like this.
Warm hugs.
I mean, yeah, the man can give a good hug.
Dude, he's so excited to see you every time.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm excited to see anybody ever that much.
Okay, that's exactly what I'm building on, in the fact that when you meet Fiaz, you feel super special.
Right.
You feel, and then if you're ever in, because like, I know him since I was a kid, right? And so I'm younger than him. And when you're younger, the age differential feels even like bigger, right?
Even if you're a little bit younger, a 1 year when you're 10 feels like you call them pie. You know, you're like, they're an adult.
Exactly. And so I remember the fact that he put in so much effort in, if you were talking and you were talking to him, he would make a very large effort to make you feel like there was a spotlight on you. Whatever you said was worth listening to, even though maybe it was some dumb shit, but like he made you feel very important every time you spoke. And I just liked the feeling. And it's interesting because like over the years of interactions with Fiaz has always been the same, right? It's always been this super positive feeling. Even if it's just like a 3-minute conversation, and then you just meet him, say whatever, and then you go off, but you still feel better. And it's like, it's nice. I think someone else was, this is obviously a popular saying, in the fact that like people don't remember what you said to them, but they remember how you feel, or how you felt after you spoke to them. And then after all of these years, like I'm 34, and I still remember how Fiaz was talking to me when I was 15. So that's always a trait that I wish I had, and try to work on it sometimes. And other times I will not do it. And then after the interaction, I'd be like, shit.
Yeah. My favorite Fiaz moment was, we were at Milton Masjid.
Yeah.
And we sat down, and somehow somebody was talking about, some issues in Pakistan. He was like, you know what they should do? Give Pakistan back to India. And I was like, what? He's like, India's got their shit together. Just give it back to them for a while. They'll fix it up and give it back. I was like, wait, where are you from? He's like, I'm from Africa. I'm like, shut up. You don't know how this shit works. It's like, let's give Africa back to Britain for a while. It's absolutely insane. Not connected to what you were saying, but also still a hilarious story.
I feel like it puts a slight tinge on my story.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the guy is great at making you feel a certain way. I don't know if he's saying it to make sense.
About his foreign policy. It's just absolutely horrible.
The thing, every time I meet him, he out of nowhere will be like laugh while saying like, this guy, Syed, you're here, like applauding you when he meets you, and you're like, oh me, thanks man, are you too, bro? And then how can you have a bad conversation after that? You're already laughing for no reason. You hear your name, you're laughing.
Yeah, that's true.
There.
Maybe because he's done that so much that
that's what this guy should have done, Travis. You're like, Natasha, oh you. And she's like, oh, LOL, who is this? Oh, you don't remember? blowjob. That's 40 minutes, man.
That was a tight 40.
Yeah, man.
All right, well, that's it, man. Let's just end it on a high note.
Yeah, man. I'm glad we didn't talk about food. We got almost in there. Talked about 2. We're gonna go to like 7 burger joints, and that'd be 40 minutes. But I'm glad we just put a bow on it.
Yeah, man. All right, people. Thank you for listening to the podcast. We appreciate you all. You know, those of you who are fasting, stick with it. It's
Subscribe, poke. Send us your shirts. Sorry, nothing.
Yeah, or send us what you're cooking.
Ooh.
Yeah, send us what you're cooking.
All right, cool. You know what? For every person that sends me a picture of what they're cooking,
Yeah.
I'm gonna send them a picture of what I'm cooking.
All right, there we go.
There you
that's
go.
That's a good trade.
Yeah,
I
that's a
think
good trade. That's an acceptable trade.
No shirtless pics.
No.
None at all. All right, people. Take care of yourselves. We'll be back in a week. Good night.